What it do? What it do? Like check, like check, like check, like check. Good folks, it's your boy Chaos, and it's just our opinion podcast, broadcasting live and direct in the good state of Texas, by the way of San Antonio. Yeah, down here, home to San Antonio Spurs. All little goofy ass shit. Anyway, time to ring our brother, my partner in crime on the scene. You already know. Dark friends in the motherfucking his house. What it do, bruh?
Salute, Miss Parker. Salute. How's everybody doing this evening?
Man, it's all good in my neck of the woods. Ain't got back hot as a motherfucker out here, I see.
I can believe that.
Yeah,
Especially this time of year. I expect to heat up all around. What's the weather? Is it still raining out there way in Texas somewhere?
No. That's what I told you. It stopped late last night down this way. I just said I got the back end. I didn't. It's nice and clear out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's real cool. Yeah, it's real cool.
That was up there.
Oh, they're gonna want our old podcast heads, old Curtis Hines. What up, bro?
Bro.
Yeah, man. I didn't talk. We didn't talk about this show on the phone, nothing. But I never brought it up because I don't entertain none of that stupid shit. But did you hear about the situation with Stephen A. Smith? It went viral about the situation with O.J. Simpson.
Not hearing about that. What happened?
Well, oh shit, hold on. We got a little. Okay, there we go. What happened was Stephen A. Smith. Okay, well, I'll put it this way: the BET Awards last week, they did a tribute to O.J. Simpson, and he got on his show, I guess the next following day, saying that they should never gave no damn tribute to OJ because OJ was a murderer or whatever. He was convicted of murder, and why would they do stuff like that? And it pretty much went into a frenzy with social media. He went viral, and everybody just started snapping out on him. And two of the most snapping out guys that went off on him was Willie D from the Ghetto Boys and Frezon Love. You know, the one that played Big Worm on Friday.
Hey, son, I know you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got a video of him talking cash money shit about Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna pull the clip up and let you see it.
All right.
Cause I didn't even know nothing about this shit. It just so happened ran across my feed on social media. Like I said, I don't pay no attention to that goofy ass shit. But it is what the fuck it is. You know how we get down. So
go ahead and run it.
So we gonna go ahead and run this video. Here you go.
Stephen S. I'm gonna say this to man. It's actually sad because you don't understand the vomit you spew. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, did you even really grow up with black people? Did you see the struggle? Because it sounds like, I mean, you was that guy that your daddy would bring you up to the park and you had on long white socks and he would be, hey, could you fuck with my son? He ain't used to being around real niggas. Can you play ball with him or show him a little something? And be like, get the fuck out of here. Take that long nosed nigga with you in his long ass socks. You even grow up with a black man in the house? Were you adopted by a white family? Is that how you got that job? Because I don't know. You have no athleticism at all. I can beat you at any sport you name. Hockey, checkers, hopscotch, handball, badminton. How did you get that job, Stephen? Stephen A? Then you got to know the nerve to tell me the trial was televised for 6 months. Yeah. And so was the motherfucking verdict. Did you not see the verdict? Or were you bad? Because when you grew up in that white family, y'all said, they lit them off, Ma. You are a disgrace. A disgrace. Then you got the nerve to quote Jay-Z? Like he's a bearer of light? Are you fucking stupid? He been said, but I was not black. I OJ. First of all, you misquoted him. Both of you ignorant ass straw niggas misquoted him. The exact quote is, I'm not black or white, I'm OJ. I'm an individual. God made me. God bless me as an individual. That's why they lost that motherfucking case, because they was judging a black man and not the motherfucking evidence. They got lost with being black. You see, no, I'm special. It's like all these children are special. They're all individuals. There's not two of nobody out here. Even twins are different. Judge me as OJ, nigga. Not just a nigga off the street or everywhere, nigga. Because that's why niggas get shot. Because that's the same nigger that came here last week. Stephen A., I know you ain't really raised in a black neighborhood or nothing like that, and they just lump niggas up at the same time, arrest you and slap you upside your head, put a gun to your head and say, you want to go home, nigga? I know you ain't never went through no shit like that. You were undercover, raised by white folks. I was raised by wolves. Hyenas. They had to get it. They had to get it. That's why my face is scrunched up. And next time you want to get out your black, you won't go. I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna be black, and I'm gonna show you who I is. Show me, nigga. Let's just say you beat me up. Let's just say, you know what, Stephen A. Smith whooped my ass. What you gonna do about Willie D? Willie D, fighting his sleep. You knock me out, here come Willie D, straight from Popeyes. And you say, Willie D fighting his sleep, boy. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. Because this is a culture, but we're all individuals. I was raised in the culture, nigga. I was raised in it, nigga. All of it. The educational side, the street side, all of it.
What you think, bro?
I find it interesting, the family, is that we talk about Stephen A. Stephen A. is a sportscast analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting thing about what's going on, this white girl that's out of Iowa, she has been in the news. If you run on there, you know what I'm saying, that's all they've been showing. She doing this, she doing that, her boyfriend, her doing it. Because the thing is, she's the next white hype since Ronda Rousey back from MMA days. They wouldn't talk about our people, the counterpart that was kicking ass and taking names. But it's always when our, you know what I'm saying, when our people are doing the best. I can't remember, I think her name was Clarissa Shields.
Mm-hmm.
Rousey wanted no parts of her, ever. And she asked her, you know what I'm saying, to fight because for her, she's still undefeated in her bouts. Rousey lost. But Rousey got all the hype. Rousey got all the press. Rousey got all the commercial endorsements. And was nowhere near as good as Clarissa.
Mm-hmm.
And still ain't. Same thing's going on right now with Angel Reese. Angel Reese dominates in her game as far as women's basketball.
Yeah.
You got this other little white girl right now, it's not as good. Now you got folks talk about Michael Jordan calling and say that she the best thing going. You got folks calling in talking about Charles Barkley and everybody's all these so-called big time celebrity that we supposed to respect is now promoting this white girl talking about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she ain't did this, and that. And everybody's calling her a laughing joke. I see laughing emojis. So the best thing they could do is to get our mind off of talking about their #1 hype show, is go dig up one of our brothers that sleep already and disrespect him.
Yeah.
Because the sports analyst, Stephen A., should already be all over this situation with, no, Angel Reese will dominate this female in the paint. He been watching since they was in college. He know this already, but that ain't the narrative that need to be thrown. Because that white hype is getting thrown on. And that white hype, the same ones as counterparts and her colleagues that pay him, he can't say nothing about that. So he gonna dig up somebody of his own color and talk about that.
Well,
that's just it's foul and just disgusting.
Yeah, I can agree big time on that. But you know, I want to give my analogy on give my concept of that, because he responded to that. I think it was late last night, yesterday, or early this morning. Here's Stephen A. with his response on everybody coming at him for saying something about the situation, including him talking about Willie D and Arizona. Here you go.
Let me get started because I've seen social media. I mean, I'm pretty much on vacation from my day job. Worked a lot this year, got some time off, but I'm not going to stop doing my podcast. Not just because I have obligations to iHeart, but also because of my YouTube following, and it continues to grow, and I appreciate the love and support, and I know people expect to hear from me. So I don't mind doing that at all. Been taking a lot of heat over the last few days, and so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with some criticism I've received since I had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to question the BET Awards rationale last week in paying tribute to the one and only O.J. Simpson during their in memoriam segment. The segment honored the likes of Clarence Avant, Willie Mays, Richard Roundtree, Carl Weathers, and co-founder of the Isley Brothers, Mr. Rudolph Isley himself, just to name a few people, y'all. But anyway, now people in the entertainment community have taken to social media to comment on what I said about BET's inclusion of O.J. Simpson. By the way, the inclusion of O.J. Simpson, the guy found liable for double murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and Ronald Goldman, although during the civil trial. But before I even go any further, I just want y'all to take a look at just some of the things that I've had to deal with over the last few days, I should say the weekend, over the last few days, since the 4th of July was yesterday. Just take a look at this before I respond, so you'll know where I'm coming from.
You mad because BET is celebrating OJ? Who else gonna celebrate him? Are you fucking stupid? He was found innocent in the court of laws, the white laws.
They have these stooges like Half Stephen from Django Smith, perched up to do their work. They put them on national TV. They put them on these big stages where they can have a big audience, where their words can have some influence. And they use these little monkeys like Stephen A. Smith to say the things that they can't say publicly.
You know, I'll confess, sometimes it's really, really hard to not let that other part of this brother out of me. You know, there's just certain shit you don't say about black people. Because to Willie D, to Faison, make no mistake about it, I'm not scared. Not even a little bit. But unlike y'all, I'm going to remember that y'all are brothers. And so I'm not going to go there. Willie D, I see that you've grown. Your following on YouTube, I think you have about 1 million subscribers. I hope everybody continues to listen to your show. I hope you continue to grow. Cat Williams interview, following up Shannon Sharp, that was fire. Props to you, bro. Faison, you've been around for years. The Replacements, Players Club, you know, so many television shows and movies you've been involved in. I wish you nothing but the best. Willie D, I'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to attack this one piece at a time so everybody knows where I'm coming from, and I'm going to strive to restrain myself from bringing out that dude in me. I'm going to strive to do it. Just a few days ago, rather, on this show, I believe it was Monday, if I remember correctly, I brought up the BET Awards. I understand that in recent memory, it's been a rating success. BET is no longer owned by Mr. Bob Johnson or black folks for that matter. It's basically being run by Paramount Global CBS Entertainment Group. It's being run by Scott Mills, president and CEO of BET Media Group. Connie, aka Constance Orlando. She's an award-winning media executive, recently named executive VP of Specials, Music Programming, and Music Strategy at BET Networks. And I made sure to highlight that these two black folks, for the most part, are doing an outstanding job, right? And by the way, I did it for Tuesday's show. I apologize. Monday's show was different. That's when I talked about Will Smith and Usher. Tuesday was when I talked about this OJ stuff. So I apologize for just correcting myself. But anyway, let me get back to the point. While going on about the BET Awards, never mind that I was on the phone with my daughter and I made her turn the channel because you had people with their asses out twerking all over the damn place, and I didn't think that was appropriate. But that's just me. Still didn't stop me from acknowledging the fact that BET has been very widely successful, and they're doing a great job. I just disagreed with them mentioning O.J. Simpson in memoriam. From what I could tell, most of the crowd would agree with me because some of them most of them grew silent. Some appeared aghast when his picture popped up on the screen as Tia Mowry was talking about folks who needed to be celebrated because of their contributions and their black excellence. And I basically talked about how most people believe he's a double murderer. Was he acquitted? Yes, that is true. During a criminal trial, he was found guilty during a civil trial where he was ordered to pay $33.5 million to the Goldman family which he probably never did, according to numerous reports anyway. And that caused the uproar because I talked about it being inappropriate and I thought it was a bad decision on the part of the BET Awards. And that is what has caused this uproar. So Faison, his last name is Love, by the way. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not, because the way he came at me, clearly that didn't look like there was love in the place at all, but Faison Love. He speaks up and he speaks out and, you know, he's coming at me and am I stupid? Respectfully, my brother, are you? I know what the hell I said. I stand by it. I'm not budging 1 inch. See, what people miss is the trial was televised. This ain't some shit we read about and then moved on from, or we heard about and moved on from. The trial was for 8 months. There are a plethora, if not an inordinate amount of people throughout the years in the entertainment world, in the comedic world, and beyond, in the political stratosphere, in corporate America, at the water coolers, regular people talking. It doesn't matter where you go. There's no one on the planet that was devoid of an opinion about O.J. Simpson. Me having one is not a crime.
Right.
No,
I
he's
think
just
he was
taking y'all
guilty?
over
Yes.
right now. I'm just listening to
It
what
was
he
on
got
the
to say.
preponderance of evidence that we ultimately was able to see. Did I excoriate the jurors for finding him not guilty? No, because I'm a black man. And I know what the LAPD was doing. And I know all about the Rodney King situation that had taken place just a couple of years earlier when he was damn near beaten within an inch of his life. I was mad at him when he was sitting up there, can we all just get along? Who the hell wanted to get along with anybody associated with the LAPD or supportive of the LAPD was what they were doing to black people? We know this. When OJ was in the white Bronco, being chased during the NBA Finals when the Houston Rockets were going up against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I was there.
95 million people witnessed it live. It was a ratings bonanza. When he ultimately was found not guilty, after Johnny Cochran, the late, great Johnny Cochran, had said, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. 150 million people watched. So this ain't a typical, oh, this man got off, but I know he's guilty, but I don't know a damn thing. But I just have an opinion. No, we saw it. We watched the trial. And based on the preponderance of evidence, I believe he was guilty. Because we watched it on television. Just like we watched Mark Furman plead the fifth when confronted about his racist rhetoric in the past. We saw an idiotic detective get exposed for carrying a vial of OJ's blood in his pocket outside of the police precinct. There was plenty of reasons to find him not guilty. Innocence, another matter. So you can have your opinion, Faison, I can have mine. What's the problem? What's wrong with that?
Go ahead.
He said, you have your opinion, I have mine. Did he not say that?
Yeah, he said it. He all over the place.
Earlier he said,
this is the typical Stephen A. Smith. Well, go ahead.
He said, with the preponderance of evidence, he found him guilty. He said, for everybody who was watching the TV, that was what he said right out there. Everybody watching TV, we found him guilty. He's talking to white America right here that said that black America sees the way y'all do. And that ain't the goddamn case, because right after that, that's when he said, for the finishing state, you got your opinion and I got mine. So how is our opinion his opinion?
Exactly.
But go ahead.
That's why I said he's all over the goddamn place, because in one aspect, it's like, I was upset and this and that and another. Now all of a sudden, nigga, you all over the place. You don't know where you want to be.
He talking about Faison. Faison is California based. So what he did right there was, what he'll bring up something from a California based dude to get him to shift his focus to something else that he's like, yeah, I don't like them. Cops, LAPD cops. So he brought them in there to shift it in, because if you from a region where this is the problem, majority 90% of the time, I got to deal with that shit all the time. That's gonna be a part of your environment and your psyche. Like, you know what I'm saying? Got to be on the lookout for them. Every day you wake up, got to be on the lookout for them. Going to the store at night, got to be on the lookout for them. So that's one of those things been burned into your psyche from a West Coast standpoint. In those cities that you know where it's hot with the cops.
Yeah.
That's gonna be easy, like, yeah. And I start thinking about that. Then when it comes down to the point where what the points was, then you say, I have my opinion, you got yours. Then I say, yeah, because I forgot all about what's been going on. The point was, here's the crazy thing. I agree down the middle with both sides somewhat. And I'll tell you why. Stephen A was right about BET not being owned by us. So why would a white station that's putting on a black show throw up one of our brothers that they say they definitely hated? And still to this day, that's why his picture was up.
Bro, this is the ritual. This is the ritual that's been going on for 60 plus years. Yeah,
we know it already.
Yeah, they killed. They hated Dr. King back in the 60s. And guess what? They got folks glorifying the shit out of them today.
If it was a case of remembering, you know what I'm saying, the thing is, sports is not nothing to do with that, with the music. He was an athlete. He's supposed to be dealt with by the Hall of Fame doing a show for him then. That's how you honor an athlete, not on the BET Awards. So I can understand it from Stephen A on that standpoint. Then with Faison, I can understand it's the only handed show to us that we have since Rob Johnson don't have it no more. That's the only way what they own. But the thing that's being put out on Booty Entertainment Television is just what I just said, and foolishness. And they can actually disrespect you in your face by pulling up things that everybody got mixed opinions on, specifically black and white, basically.
Yeah.
That's going to cause turmoil. Now, the thing is, this fallen icon is asleep right now. It still got something to do with it, but you know.
Yeah, it's basically race baiting. That's all it is.
I already know that. That's why I say the thing is, I need people to see it. I need people to see that. Because that's the thing about it. The Caitlyn girl, the little white ugly girl out of Iowa that's been got drafted too, that's saying around with Angelina Jolie, they bigging up. He ain't said nothing about her. And he's a sports analyst. Now, he had told you since before the 4th, going back last week, he been talking about all black people and not one of the athletes as far as this white girl. And she's supposed to be the top of the thing as far as talking right now. That's what's supposed to be he talking about. Usually when somebody's trending in sport, he's the first to be talking about it. Always. Everybody knows Stephen A. But for some reason, he is silent on this female white girl right now. Because they've been comparing her to the greats that we got, and some of the greats piggybacking off the white folks been calling in saying, well, yeah, I think she is. He ain't said nothing about that at all because he can't confirm no lies, especially when it comes down to sports, because that's how he made his chops.
Yeah.
But not to say nothing about her now and then picking on this, they're just saying, give him a topic so you can teach them and run with them with that, and everybody run it. But go ahead, dog.
Well, the thing is, it's kind of weird and fucked up to me because even to have OJ being a tribute on BET on that award ceremony, that's a music thing. That's not with sports at all. That's about music. Like, like now one part that he was talking about, he brought up Ron Isley. Yeah, they should have Rudolph Isley, God rest. That's who they could have gave a tribute to. That's Ron's brother, Ronald Isley's oldest brother. One of his oldest brothers, you know what I'm saying, that died back here. They could have did that. But see, the thing is, they know that the motherfuckers that own BET, they know how to get the party started when it comes down to race baiting. They know how to get the party started. Because BET is nothing like it was way back in the days, and I keep saying that shit for 1,000 times. Because folks don't even know Rod Johnson don't own BET anymore. Viacom owns BET.
Mm-hmm.
And Viacom has destroyed all three of those networks, BET, MTV, and VH1. Because all three of those networks was about music. It was never about no damn reality show about who's pregnant and all that old shit. Why don't they just change the goddamn name and start confusing the people? Because it sounds stupid as hell. I mean, Video Hits One. That's what VH1 stands for. Video Hits One, meaning music video hits. Not no goddamn reality show about hoes slapping the shit out of fighting each other. Oh, no damn man and all that old goofy ass shit. Man, it's just like I say, this whole fiasco is a fucking joke to me. And you know, like I say, everybody, you know, like I said, I don't give a fuck about none of this goofy ass shit. I just wanted to just talk about this shit before we get to the real topic. Because the real topic is gonna be the motherfucking doozy tonight. Because this shit right here, I really don't give a fuck about, but it was kind of viral, and I just wanted to talk about it because the thing is, Stephen A. Smith, he's the right to his own fucking opinion about this shit. Because I don't listen to the goofy ass nigga too. No way. I don't listen to none of them motherfuckers. To be honest with you, I don't. You know, but I know that Stephen A. is paid by them folks to basically keep us dumb blind out here. Keep the ball rolling as far as racism is concerned. Because we got bigger fish to fry than worrying about this goofy ass shit. Because the thing is, O.J. Simpson died back a couple of months ago. They didn't give 10 shake of fat rat's ass after he died. Before he died, the man was running up and down the highway. Nobody even know if he was living or dying then. And they didn't give no kind of contribute. But now all of a sudden they give a contribute. Yeah, you already know that's gonna start some shit. And then and for Stephen A. to say that stupid ass shit talking about they was guilty. How the fuck was he guilty? He wasn't even at home when this woman got killed. He wasn't even in California. He was in Chicago. But the thing is, you know, when you working for them folks, they got a dialogue. They got a script that they want him to read, and he better say it. He better do his job, because if he don't, he gonna get fired. And that hairline that he got ain't gonna look good at Subway. Working at Subway. So my thing is, he doing what he's supposed to be doing. He doing his job, being who he is. And folks need to understand that. Stop giving this man so much goddamn attention, because that's his job. That's what he do. In fact, we're gonna move on, man, because I don't even want to show no more of this bullshit. It's worthless, because our whole fucking society right now is jacked up when it comes down to women, black men, and black women. And tonight's topic tonight is women of yesterday versus women of today. And we finna go in because, you know, I'm glad the brother Jeremy Hill didn't chime on in. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? This is our topic tonight. Yesterday versus today's black women. The good, the bad, and the ugly. No. It's going down. I had made this little picture right here, bro. I need this picture right here. You see this picture right here on the screen?
Yeah, I see it.
You know that sister Betty Shabazz. Betty Shabazz on the left, and Sexy Red on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing that's the same about these two women, they are women, and they have the same thing. But mind-wise, reality-wise, security, value, all of the above is totally different. And the reason why I put Miss Shabazz up there, Miss Shabazz up there, I'm sorry, Miss Shabazz up here, because she was a ride or die woman, and she was also a part of the Nation of Islam with brother Malcolm X. This was his widow, and she stuck to his side from one end of the street to the other end, like many other black women of that time. Because even Coretta Scott King stuck to Martin Luther King's side when he was always on the road traveling and doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, women of that time knew their values, they knew their place, and they catered to their men. So the thing was, everything that was at home was locked down on a good perspective as a woman taking care of the children in the home while the man was out working. And even on this picture right here, how the 1960s used to look, where you had the man and the woman and the children in the picture, and then you look at 2019's picture, you just see a woman. Now we showed this picture before on a podcast years back, and I didn't see. Shout out to one of the brothers from Hollandale. He's a preacher now, Charles Hampton. He posted this picture on his Facebook page today, and everybody was like, the government, basically, even Caucasian folks were saying the government is the reason for the breakup in the black community. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
But most folks don't know the real start of the situation. And it was this one right here, Gloria Steinem, or the Women's Liberation Movement. And she also was a CIA informant. She was the one that said that women were equal to men, and that they should be able to do the same jobs and things of that nature like the men does. And that she was trying to get all women of different ethnicities to join with her to create this liberation movement. But guess what? She wasn't really considered to thinking about that was a cap, because her eyes were set on the black woman more than any woman on this planet. Because if you look at the picture this is a picture from 1967, I think 68, something there. This is her right here with a sister. See, that was her main target.
Mm-hmm.
Was the black woman. And see, what most black women don't understand is that white women love black women's swag. They also know that black women want to be just like white women. Not all, but but most want to be just like white women. And she knew how to run game on black women back in those days. So she literally went out scouting black women to join her in the liberation movement. The government took heed to that, and Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was the president at the time, said, "Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea to get black women to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon with this welfare system that we finna set up for them." Stating that you can get some good money, but the man couldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women jumped on the bandwagon and made that happen.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because the man left the home. It was because the woman felt like, hey, he's not working no more. He's not taking care of home. So what the hell else I supposed to do? Because I got these kids we gotta take care of. Instead of her trying to side with the black man to make sure that he was straight just as well as her kids were straight, she turned her back on him. And like shout out to T said, black women are the most loyal women on this planet. But if that's the case, why are they the number one suspect of the welfare system then? Why did it ended up being to the point where they jumped sides with this Caucasian woman who was a informant for the CIA to break up the black family home? Because believe it or not, Miss Steinway had a husband. She still had a husband. Even though she was running this goddamn so-called women's movement, she still had a husband. She went home to her husband. While most black women go home to their cold ass bed. But see, this is the thing that most black women don't seem to understand. That really got the whole concept why females like Sexy Red and Sukiyana and all these females and stuff that's twerking and doing all the little shit that they were doing on BET is in existence. Because it's a long line trait of generational curse that started from the home, that's from the home way back in the 60s, that consists of us going in the single parenthood. They made black women love single parenthood to the fullest. Even though most black women are gonna say that's bullshit, because I've been trying to date men and black men turned their back on me. They did this, they did that to me. They basically shitted on me, cheated on me, but they never seem to talk about what they do. Because I can use myself as an example. I remember times where when I first started driving trucks in 2003, I had females turn me down like bad credit because they said that truck drivers have a bad reputation on cheating on women. And they didn't want to talk to me. They turned me down like bad credit. But here's a white man 25, 30 plus years who's been married to his wife probably 30 to 35 years. He out on the road just as long as I am. His wife ain't worried about him cheating or doing any damn thing. You know what she's worried about? Is him getting on the road, getting down the road safe and sound, and getting back home safe and sound. As for us as black men, they worried about whose house we going over while we on the damn road. They ain't worried about our safety. Why you think it's like that, bro?
Oh, we've been trying to hate each other since the slavery time frame with the Willie Lynch, black codes, and then welfare system. Welfare system fixed all that. So, I mean, everybody been geared and trained. Just like everybody here in America been trained around after the dollar. That's the most important thing. Can't tell me nobody don't do it. I bet everybody be at work tomorrow on a Monday morning.
Right. On time. Don't skip a goddamn beat. But that's where we at with this whole situation. I didn't even know they got this thing called women, the wife effect or something. Some black wife effect. You heard about this shit? It's always trending.
Oh, what now?
The black wife effect.
What's that supposed to be?
I'm thinking it's something dealing with black women doing a before and after picture where they ended up going from dating a black man to dating a white man.
Okay. What's the after effects?
I guess dating a white man.
So they're good or bad?
Well, I'm just gonna show you some videos. They got trending videos on here. A gang of them. That was my first time seeing. I'm gonna turn the music down,
Go ahead.
turn the music down for copyright purposes, because you know how they do. I'm so sick of that copyright shit. I don't know what to do. Oh, I gotta hurry up, get the damn Patreon thing going. But here we go. I'm gonna play all music instead. Shit, let's see. Here you go.
Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Feel real. Nigga believe in beating them hoes down. Push it, feel real.
That's before, and I guess when he got with a black woman after. There's another video. Before and there after. I guess, in other words, their life changed since they got with a sister.
Of course, their life changed. Their race dying out.
I didn't think of that, bro. I didn't think of that. Oh no. So they gotta act fast then, huh?
They have acts fast. And right now, the gullible, you know what I'm saying, melanated female is running over their way. Yeah, we're going to get the money, this, that, and the third. Not understanding now, you're going to sign a prenup, and that money goes back to his family after you pass, and they're going to treat you like trash and kick you out the family.
Yeah.
But they got to make sure, they're going to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you got a seed. The seed is valuable. His seed that you carry, that belongs to them.
Yeah.
That's what our women don't understand. When you jumping over there, see, and our women's mind frame is, this is my baby.
Yeah.
This, you know what I'm saying? These my kids. This is what I birthed out. Yeah, we hear that all the time, but you have to understand, no, that's my seed that you are carrying. But see, you don't want to hear it from me, but once you hop over.
Yeah. That's what the system tell them. That's your child. That ain't his. He just, only thing he did was just lay it down and help you got it. What the fuck? That don't even, it came out of him. It didn't come out of her. Yeah, it came out of her.
Let them run on over there, and they're going to find out exactly how they're going to treat them about that and show them the structured things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you know what I'm saying, he has a son by. Believe me, she gonna understand exactly how things is. She can feel for a rude awakening. A rude awakening.
I tell you.
Not to mention, you know what I'm saying, after the fact, he do pass. All the money goes back to him. The son's gonna get back to them, and then they're gonna really tell you how they've been feeling about you if they don't do it while you with them. So my thing is, run on over for another dollar and get more abused, because the other side, enemies don't love you. They gonna show you that. And like I say, but hey, you go ahead and try it. It's all good. If you feel you're gonna be happy over there with the grass said, then go ahead. But my whole thing is, from a statistics standpoint, since 2017, their race has been dying. So I hope you find happiness there.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Hope. Yeah, if that's what they feel like that's gonna make their life grand and everything gonna be all to the good. Hey, take your ass on over there. Cause see, here's the thing. It was a young brother that he did a video on there, and I was trying to get to that video, but I just said fuck it. But it was a young man. He was like, he's like, man, you see this shit? This shit's trending. And he's like, well, y'all, hey, y'all do what y'all do or whatever. And the girl in the comments she gonna say, boy, he really upset, ain't he?
Let me tell you something.
He really mad, ain't he? They actually think we mad because of some shit like that. I don't give a fuck, really.
No, they just saturate social media platform with the same pictures. That's what they doing to Caitlyn girl. You can't go nowhere up your timeline without seeing her doing something, or a little still shot of doing a video of cheese and the other dude, or she doing it, or somebody saying this about, because they saturated. Once they saturate, that's where they get everybody the notion, everybody here. Oh, this is what everybody talking about. No, that's why I like. So when I see stuff like that, man, I pass it by, because my whole thing is, you know what I'm saying, we make things relevant. We make it the topic. We make it hot. That's what they need. I need y'all to run with that, please.
Mm-hmm.
So they run it. So that's another thing about running with stuff. Going back to Stephen A. earlier in the show, he ain't running with the Caitlyn. That's why I say that should pick everybody back. But folks don't think thinkly. So back to where we at right now.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about, you know what I'm saying, the status, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, us and our roles and things of this nature. And because you don't have the ground and understanding on how to be a white, you're running across over to this side, not having it, they're going to treat you more harsher.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get these women out here feel like, because I heard a woman tell me one time back here, I never forget, a long time ago. She said, I got a white male friend who's a nurse, work at the hospital, and she was like, he's so nice to me. He way better than you treat. How he treats me way better than you treat me. And I was like, okay, that's cool, fine, do what you do. And she like, I know you don't like that shit. I was like, why is you throwing this shit up in my face, trying to make me not like it? I care less about that, because that's where you want to be there. Because the thing is, if you think that the way a person you see on television, because see, like I say, folks love to glorify the TV. They love doing that. They glorify the hell out of the TV screen. And when I mean glorify, that they got to understand that the folks that own the TV, these networks and shit, yeah, of course they gonna make they people look good and make us look bad, because we don't own shit. See, that's why they didn't want Bill Cosby to buy NBC, because NBC would have been probably the most number one network in the country, because it would have showed our greatness, because Bill Cosby wasn't gonna let them have no bullshit like they do on BET. See, the thing is, they don't want to show black greatness. They want to show everybody else greatness but ours. And that's not playing a race card, a race bait, or nothing. It's the truth. Mm-hmm. Because, like I say, if you do a historical run back on how all this shit got created back in the late 60s to now, you'll get an understanding why we're in the state that we're in. This ain't got nothing to do with, motherfucker just waking up and just doing shit. No, it don't work that way. It's always a method to the madness. When you put a puzzle together, you put a jigsaw puzzle together, it don't come put together already. You gotta put that shit together yourself to get the pictures that you're looking at. That's on the box, and that's how it is with history. You gotta put the history situation together to get an understanding on why we are in the state that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop at 2000 and then work our way up to 2024. We got to go way deep off in the surface to find out why we so fucked up. Because a whole lot of this and a whole lot of that has been created to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind in our society today. They did shit through movies, music, television, commercials, radio. I mean, they did it. They just used all kind of tactics on our ass to get us where we are today. You think Stephen A. Smith the only one that's sitting around there talking shit about black folks? Oh, you can go back to the 60s. Here, look at Brother Malcolm. Malcolm X had to fight off motherfuckers that were going against the grain in our society. This all these motherfuckers sell out motherfuckers been on the planet doing shit for years. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing that just happened. It's been going down. And the reason why they do this is because white folks getting tired of y'all saying it's a white thing. They say for a nigga face out there in the place. You got your Jesse Lee Petersons, you know what I'm saying? they pay these guys to get out here and say all the shit that they say. That's how it is. They got to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind to make you think it's us when it's really it's the system that owns every damn thing that create this whole concept of us being fucked up like we are. You know, like I said, I don't go along with a lot of this shit that Dr. Umar say. But some of this shit that he says is some real shit, but a lot of it is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like he sits up there and try to blame us as black men for the reason why women are the way they are in this day and time. That's bullshit. Because at one particular time when he first came out, he was talking the way we was talking. But them folks knock on that goddamn door and made him change his whole trajectory of everything that he was saying.
Well, yeah.
And they don't change it up. But now he up there caking for these hoes out here. King Kong conscious.
What they call?
Brother Jeremy called that motherfucker nurse Umar. Cause he acted like an old cake ass nigga. You do. Oh, every time he get to talk, he can't take him seriously because he start talking. He don't where my butterscotch queens at? Who gonna come give me a back rub and all this old shit? You supposed to be talking about some real shit. You up there throwing this shit off by talking about get some woman to rub your ass or rub your back or some shit.
Yeah, it sound like some player talk. That's what it sound like.
It is.
That's what it sound like to me. Butterscotch, double chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Well, my cinnamon red girl, all that, you know what I'm saying? That's game.
Like, nigga, you need to go to motherfucking Shipley Donuts or somewhere and go get you some goddamn Dunkin' Donuts and get you some donuts or something, nigga. You hungry? You hungry? Want some sweets, nigga? Shit. Boy, I tell you. But see, one thing I can tell you about single parenting. Single parenting bring up a whole lot of this with these men that think they men, like Dr. Umar, that's out here fucking our situation up. It's niggas like him and many others out here that just basically in a fucking way keeping up all this ruckus out here. For real. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. It was a video, man. I can't think of it, but shout out to Jeremy Hill. Jeremy Hill gave us access to show his video. It was a video that I was looking at, man. He was throwing some of his videos up in the air so quick. I'll be looking at all the motherfuckers. Well, I don't be looking at them because I'll be going down the road. But matter of fact, he did one on the BET Awards. Let's check it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know I didn't watch that shit. I couldn't watch it. I can't stomach it.
Can't even tell you last time I seen a BET award.
And last time I seen one, goddamn, I think hell it might have been when Michael Jackson, James Brown was on there. You know that was a long time ago.
Hey, I'm trying to remember when the last time I watched the BET award.
On this reaction video, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to talk about BET, the BET Awards. How I personally believe that BET is a bunch of sellouts. They don't represent black culture. I'll get into that in just a moment, but let me go ahead and get into this thing for you. Hold on right quick as I get to the video. Here we go.
We need more balanced programming from BET. I agree with that. Lavelle said, what's wrong with the NAACP Image Awards? Nothing is wrong with it. That's my thing. The NAACP Awards still has standards. The Grammys still have standards. You will not catch some of these artists who we see going to BET Awards doing some of the things that they do if they go to the Grammys, doing some of the things that they would do at the NAACP Awards, because we have lost leadership. Let me explain.
Exactly. The BET ain't became nothing more but a damn soft porn event, basically, in my most humble opinion. Black entertainment, BET, supposed to stand for black entertainment. It don't stand for black entertainment. It stands for nigga entertainment. That's what it don't show nothing about black culture. Y'all keep hopping up here and saying, look, this is black culture. This is the best of black culture. That's a fucking lie, man. All that stuff you have running around, a bunch of women half naked, unclothed, damn near pretty much unclothed entirely, just popping their booty cheeks, clapping and stuff like that. That's supposed to represent black culture, even in the arts, even in music and entertainment of black culture. That is at the bottom of the barrel, man. That is just slime. That is trash. It ain't worth anything, man. There ain't no standards on the BET. When I grew up, you used to want to see BET Awards. They had standards. You know, you might have your little things here and there that might be a little risky, but it wouldn't how it is now, where everybody's pretty much butt naked, grabbing on their groins and, you know, just rubbing all over themselves like they're about to bust a nut while they rapping or singing up there. You know what I mean? Just a brothel now. You know what I mean? When you look at the audience of the entertainers who sit in the seats, it's like a regular nasty club up in that thing. It don't seem like nothing in there is real. You get what I'm saying? Everything in there is fake. Everything in there is ghetto and hood and stuff like that. That don't, man, BET is a disgrace to the black community. Point blank, period. It make all of us look bad, man.
Bro, Journey Hill, if you listen, bro, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain why BET is like it is. It's hard tonight.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain why BET is like it is now. See, y'all have to understand. BET was owned by Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson purchased that station back in late 79, 80. When BET first aired, it aired around my birthday in 1980. He had a video sold. He had a video sold that was on BET, and the first video that came on there was by a group named Earth, Wind and Fire. Let's Groove was the first video aired on BET. At that particular time, BET started to grow. Video sold, and then years later on, they started doing Rap City. They started doing Team Summit. They started doing the show Death. They had BET Nightly News with Tavis Smiley, and they had a whole lot of stuff that was educating our people. And the thing is, this is some real shit right here I'm finna say. White folks was watching BET just as much as we were. And it was because it was something different. It was something that they never seen before. It was something that basically was like, damn, this was really going on in the black community. Oh, that's why Dr. King was assassinated. That's why Malcolm X was killed. I mean, it was things that were being educated that wasn't being educated in the schools at the time back then. That was on BET. And you know, even one time I remember watching Teen Summit and the young Jada Pinkett, before she became Jada Pinkett Smith, she was on there and she was educated like a motherfucker because she was talking to Eazy-E, the rapper, God rest. Asking Eazy-E, why every time you do a song, it's all about bitches and hoes? Now, this is Jada Pinkett talking now. I ain't talking about the Opisha head bitch now. I'm talking about the Jada Pinkett back in the day, the pretty, gorgeous Jada Pinkett back in the 90s, early 90s. This is before she started even really getting into the movie genre. She was on Teen Summit, and she was asking Eazy questions about his music lyrics on his rap song. And you would looked at that video and seen Jada Pinkett talking to Eazy like she was talking, you would swear him down. That must be somebody that looked just like her. That can't be her. Because it was her, though. It was before she sold her soul. But as time went along, you know, Rap City came out, and Rap City had videos that they were putting on TV that MTV wouldn't show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had Four Righteous Teachers, you had X-Clan, all them rap groups like that was on Rap City. They wouldn't air on MTV on rap on MTV Raps, but they would air it on BET. And then they started trying to keep up with BET's Rap City, and then they started wanting to air some of those videos. But they knew those videos were a lot of controversy, with a lot of controversial songs. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, we were getting educated off of BET. That was the station to watch in the late 80s, early 90s. But at the same time, when this was going down, they were preparing for a meeting in 1991 about the whole concept of hip hop music and this genre of consciousness that was raising the bar for young black men to go into college and get an education and to doing what's right in the community. But at the same time, it was cutting in some folks' pockets, like the prison system, you know what I'm saying? The police departments and different stuff like that, the judicial system. They trying to figure out why ain't no young black men being locked up like it used to be, like they wanted to be. So they had to change the genre of hip hop from country rap to gangster and drill and trap and all this shit that you hear today. So yeah, it played a big. So it was a big concept of change that BET had to endure, and then not to mention Rod Johnson had sold the company in 2000, and it made it even go worse because now Viacom got their hands in it, and Viacom is owned by Jewish owners, Jewish family that owns Viacom that basically changed the trajectory of BET. So all the stores that you used to see back in the 90s and things like that, it don't exist no more. It's a thing of the past because it's an agenda. It's an agenda to change our way of life out here in this society, well, our children's life anyway. he said, bro, our friend smoking that good stuff. Okay.
Oh, sure.
He said, I remember video, so I remember Donnie Simpson. Man, BT was the back. Hell yeah, it was way better. Cause like I say, man, that what I can remember watching those shows back then. I remember, you know, like when you know, Donnie Simpson used to interview New Edition. He interviewed Zach Rogers because that was showing him how to work the talk box. You know, how he did the voice box and every damn thing. And you know, different interviews like that. He interviewed Prince. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. X-Clan show. That was one of my favorite groups. When I first met Dark Prince, they had just dropped that album like a year before I met Dark Prince, and they dropped the first album to the East Blackwards. That was one of the best goddamn hip hop albums of all time in 1990 to me, personally.
Yep.
Because bro, I mean, you used to be crazy about that goddamn their Funky Lesson. I mean, that shit there was. I mean, they had good music behind the lyrics, and that's what it was all about. Because you dance and you vibing, but at the same time you getting educated, and that's what was going down in the hip hop scene back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Being educated and enjoying ourselves while we getting educated.
Mm-hmm.
KRS-One came out with an album called Edutainment. He didn't call it education, he called it edutainment. Meaning I'm gonna educate you and I'm gonna entertain you at the same time through music. That's why we had had no one song on that whole album was Love Gonna Get You. And he was telling you, he was giving you a rundown story on how it was struggles where he was living at, you know what I'm saying, and how things started to change when he started going out in those streets selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't excuse me, he wasn't glorifying it. He was just giving you a story on how reality really was. That's why we called it reality rap. He wasn't glorifying it like they say, like they'll say, oh well, the rap music back then was being glorified, you know, like gangster rap, like trap music is today. No, it wasn't. Our music was totally different from these young folks. These young folks, as soon as they start a song off, it start talking about how they getting money. And then next thing you know, they talking about any nigga walk up on, they gonna shoot their ass and all that other stuff. We didn't do all that.
No, let me get into that. You know, people, we got an enemy that attacks us on the constant about anything that we do. Mm-hmm. And you got to, like my brother was talking about, the pieces to a puzzle, how you need to fit them together so you get you a picture. Now, the puzzle piece that was given before this time frame was that when the West Coast came out and they was having their rise, and hip hop had now settled on the West, they put out what they knew as reality rap. Reality rap was out there, but because so much country, you know what I'm saying, addictions to what they saw was that's not the way American life is. They were telling it like, well, this how it is in our American lives. So they rubbed the shoulders of the government so wrong. Easy, if he was still here, tell you, the feds was knocking on his door about music, not the drugs he used to sell. So this one, you know, it had an ear to it. And then now all of a sudden it went from reality rap, but in the news it's being coined as gangster rap. And from there, what y'all know that's coming up now about our era then, y'all say, well, y'all had the gangster rap. You don't have the story. But I yield back.
Yep. And another thing, like we talking about tonight, yesterday women versus today's women, black women. Black women, here's the thing. This is a toe tag for you guys. See, back in the days, hip hop, most artists, rappers back in the days, they came up under a single parent home too. But at the same time, they had uncles that were alpha males and brothers or even a stepdad that literally watched behind the young man and make sure he didn't make no bad decisions within his life, in his careers or whatever. That's the reason why the music of back then made a whole lot of sense and was more powerful with education purposes than it is now, because back then when young men, you know, our generation was rapping on the microphone, a lot of your young men had fathers in the home, stepfather, even if like I say, it could have been, or it could have just had an uncle or somebody close by that made sure they was on their shit. And not to mention, a lot of young men uncles or dad or whoever was part of the Nation of Islam, part of the 5% of the gods of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They was educating young men to knowing right from wrong, wrong from right, the knowledge of themselves. So you had groups like Brand Nubian and X-Clan, Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, King's Son. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? And the music was jamming, it was bumping, but at the same time, you was getting the education. You was getting the 2+2. However, like I said, go back to the 1991 meeting. They had already put in place that they were going to destroy that thing we call conscious rap because it wasn't making it wasn't making society no money. So at the same time, they will now that what they do now, they make sure when they start recruiting rappers and stuff in the studio, they got to make sure that it was no man in the home, just like they do with the welfare system. That this young man was literally single in a single parent home with his mother. And see, like I say, black women, this is not to diss y'all. This is to try to get y'all to understand. They see y'all as recessive meat. Y'all weak as fuck. That's what they see y'all as, weak as fuck. Because they gonna see your son and hear him barely can rap, barely can say some words, and put him in the studio to talk about shooting and killing each other. And guess what? You gonna approve of it because the first thing comes to your mind is my baby rap, my baby know how to rap, my baby gonna get us some money. He gonna get us paid because I'm tired of working at Church's Chicken making $6 an hour, and not to mention you already insecure and fucked up in the head. So now you trying to prove a point to your friend, your so-called friends and family that your son you and your son gonna make it out the hood. And that Caucasian man, he already know that's what your mindset is all about. Cause he look where y'all living at. Y'all ain't got shit, so you already know you gonna be down with the get down. You don't even know the contracts that your son is signing. He's signing a death warrant. That's the reason why it's important for a man to be in your life, ladies, because you don't know what you're dealing with. Because a lot of these young men that are dying out here listening, that call themselves rappers and stuff, they are signing an insurance claim. You don't even know it. All you think is your boy he's gonna be making top dollar, and y'all gonna be sitting on cloud 9 over everybody. It don't work that way. Because even the rappers back in the days, they'll tell you we didn't get paid no goddamn money. They got paid somewhat some money. The one that didn't sell their soul anyway. Because I heard the rapper Bookshop Shorty from Black Moon. He said, hell, I was so young back then. He said, I didn't even realize none of this shit that they had us doing in the studio. They were gonna end up taking it from us in the future. He don't own none of his rights to his music. He was rapping his ass off though. That's how they do. That's how they do you. And like now, they gonna give you some money because they already know your little young son ain't gonna know how to spend it. He ain't gonna do nothing but go buy some chain and some tight ass skinny jeans and some flip flops and buy a fast ass car that he can't drive. And sit around there, come to the hood and stun on motherfuckers that don't like his ass and he end up dead. It's the same old fashioned love song. But at the same way, black women, y'all basically support the bullshit quietly. You might say you don't, but yes, you do. Because you don't know who the fuck you fucking with. You fucking with Satan himself. So that's why when y'all say y'all gonna go get you a white man and all that other stuff, do what you do. If you don't know the culture, you stubbing your face, you stubbing your foot in some dog shit that's gonna be hard to clean off. But let me get back to the brother video.
It really do. So I don't like it, as you can tell. But I'm not the only one. Other black people are speaking out against that. We need to shut BET down. We need to boycott their awards, man. Until they get right, until they get some standards and stuff, until they start at least showing something that resembles honor, dignity, something. That whole thing was trash. Even the cipher they have be trash and stuff. Ain't nothing quality coming out of that no more. It's just a bunch of dumpster juice ass bitches, in my most humble opinion. Let's keep going.
Because we have lost leadership. Let me explain this about Deborah Lee real quick before we move on. You can say whatever it is that you want about Deborah Lee, but what you can't say is that she did not have standards. She put her foot down to where activists, people were coming to her house because she would not allow the B word on her station. She wouldn't allow certain videos to be played on the station because...
Now check this out. This is true. People get mad when there's rules and regulations and structure. People hate to hear the word no. You understand? But we need people to be able to say no and to stand strong on their convictions and their principles to maintain a certain atmosphere and order. Now that woman has been replaced, the person who was over there who said no, we're not going to have these certain type of videos or these things happening on this program. Now we are seeing the consequences of that, where nobody wants to really watch this show no more. You don't know half the people who are on the awards no more. And hip hop is declining in sales now because no one is standing in the gap and saying, no, you can't let that shit come out this studio. You can't put that on the radio. That's trash. That's destroying the whole hip hop culture. And I love hip hop. You know what I mean? Certain hip hops, you know. But now you let everybody come out and just do what they want to do. Nobody's standing up. Everybody's a bunch of yes men say, oh, that sounds hot. That sounds hot. In some cases, we do need a gatekeeper. In some situations, we need someone who's going to say, no, this is enough. This make all the black people in the black community look horrible what you're doing right now. We need someone with some nuts to get up there and put an end to it, to stop it, and stop selling out for $1 bill. Let's keep going, man. Hold on.
Videos to be played on the station because she had standards. She wouldn't allow certain things. We don't have those anymore. In BET, we used to look forward to it. We used to look forward to it because it was somewhat wholesome, but it was still very much culture. And we just don't have that anymore.
We don't have culture. We have commercialism.
Totally. They placate to this
because
to the hip hop.
He's right. We don't have culture on BET. We have commercialism. In other words, they sell out for $1. If you want to see this, okay, from the BET, we want the ratings. We want people to talk about BET. Oh, you want to see the most nastiest, decrepit ass musty back heifer? We got musty back heifers everywhere. From the BET, come on.
From the BET, if you want to see me pop my coochie, come on over here. If you want to see this nasty pubic hair all over the floor when I shake and jump and gyrate my hips, please come over because I'm a musty back heifer. I don't care. I do anything for $1. I do anything for $40. I do anything, man. I would eat your booty live on BET because I'm a musty back heifer, and all musty back heifers are sellouts.
And that's the fact of it.
Placate to this
because
to the hip hop, to this culture. They placate to that, and there's nobody willing to take a stance on, like we're talking about with the different artists. There's nobody willing to do that right now. Instead, y'all, you're like, well, what do you want to see? You want to see Sexy Red? We're gonna give it to you. Yeah, you want to see Megan Thee Stallion or whomever else, Lotto, shake they behind. All right, we're gonna give it to you.
There are culturally clueless people that are making decisions. Absolutely. And that's the problem.
Culture vultures. What we're dealing with. You dig what I'm saying? Culture vultures. And I'm gonna put something that what I can't stand is how the politicians try to pander to the black community by using our culture against us to try to get votes. And I'm gonna put that up there. These people don't give a damn about the black community. If these politicians actually gave a damn about the black community, they wouldn't even let this type of trash come across the screen for young black kids to watch. They'll be speaking out against that. See, they speak out against policies and for policies, but they will never speak out against immorality and for morality. If you got a senator who don't speak out based on things that are just simply right, then that's not the right senator for you. That's not the right politician to represent you. What is right is always right, and what is wrong is always wrong. Let's keep going. I can't dig it. Now let's get to this right here. Hold on.
So Kamala Harris was on the BET Awards. She happened to FaceTime Taraji P. Henson. This is how they keep black people on that Democratic plantation, okay? I don't know how I'm going to vote, but I want you to hear, okay? And I want you to listen to how they talking to each other. This is how they think they need to speak to the black community, using words like pushing P, using words like get your play brothers and play sisters and all that. They not like us. This how they need to reach the black people. This how they pander, right? This shit ain't genuine. Listen to this shit, y'all.
But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us. No, they not. There's a full-on attack.
Just because you can speak the jive, just because you know the hood lingo, the hood diction, just because you know how to shuck and jive, as they say back in the day, does that mean that you one of us? Does not mean that you don't have the mindset of a colonizer. Even though you share our skin color, does not mean that you yourself are not promoting the propaganda of a colonizer. You coming over here when you know we're vulnerable. You want to prey on our ignorance. You want to come over there and seem like you're cool and you're hip, knowing damn well you won't even go to the BET Awards yourself. If Kamala Harris was such a sister, she would have had our ass there. You get what I'm saying? I can't stand that, man. Y'all don't care. As soon as you vote for them, they disappear. And they don't deliver on the shit that they said they're going to give you once you give them a vote. You get what I'm saying? And you notice it wasn't Joe Biden that came there, and I'm not telling you how to vote. But I'm going to tell you like this. She came there on the BET Awards simply because she is, quote unquote, black, right? Because we can identify. But it's not only her. We see this every day. We see this many decades they have done that, man. So you'll come to a trash event hoping that you can get a vote because they look down on our intelligence. Like they don't, if they let this girl pop coochie on across the screen and do all this crazy stuff, I know I could trick them into doing something for me. That's pretty much what it is.
Go to the bathroom right quick, bro.
On our fundamental freedoms, the freedom to vote. Yep. The freedom to love who you love, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do. They out here trying to take away crime, Plan B, and Planned Parenthood, but protecting pistols. If you ask me, they pushing the wrong P's. They want to turn back the clock on our hard-fought progress. Now I know why the cage bird sings.
Man, the cage bird sing because your ass ignorant enough to stay in mental prison. I got more for you. See, this is what they want your daughters to see. When I'm going to put on your screen.
Raji through booking.
They ain't talking against this right here. They just want the vote. They ain't going to tell you that this right here is wrong. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. They cool with your daughter seeing this. This BET, y'all. Look at her. Sexy red. And that's just one of the women that was acting like that. Look at her. Look, she walked like a coochie stank any goddamn way. Now she just shit it. Come on, man. But that's cool though. Put that on the TV screen for your kids. Yeah. Should be a damn shame, man. One more thing and I'm gonna be out of here, man. You tell what you think about this though, it's crazy. BET, you don't represent me. You don't represent black men who struggle. You don't represent black women who struggle. You don't represent none of the black community. All you do is try to put stuff out there to make money out the black community. You're a bunch of sellouts. That's all you are. Let's get it. I'm gonna let Mr. Charleston White talk to you, another Texas dude. You know, we go hard in Texas. I'm a Texan. I'm a Southerner myself. Let's get it.
BET, this some bullshit. Nigga, you mean to tell me y'all got all women singing Usher songs. Man, this is a bulldogger show. This ain't no they trying to sneak punk shit in on it. That's what this is. Man, they ain't got no man representation or nothing. And they got all women singing Usher shit. Man, this some bullshit, BT. Man, this some bullshit. Man, that's some bullshit.
I gotta agree with him, man. It was some straight bullshit. Yes, sir. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this subject matter, man. I just wanted to give you, this is my point of view on that. I didn't like that shit they showed, man. Anyway, y'all take it easy.
Well, that's the thing. Society has changed. And I just hate to say it, but our black women plays a big role in this change in today's society. They really do. We all over the goddamn place. So what do you, bro? What do you actually think that can be changed as far as women getting back on the bandwagon of being women again? Do you have a good solution? Uh-oh, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm sorry, bro, because damn shit fucked up. Now say it again. Do you have a good solution, bro?
Thing is, people don't understand what empowers them, and it's their own, you know what I'm saying? Well, misunderstanding about a lot of things. And when I say that to mean this is that you've been told this, that, and the third, and you've been, you know what I'm saying, in a belief mode that that's how it goes. But yeah, everything is chaotic. So when you hear stuff come through there, I'm saying that we ain't about this, we ain't about that, you run with that and you empower that.
Mm-hmm.
So until you stop, you know what I'm saying, putting out the empowerment, you know what I'm saying, a belief that, you know what I'm saying, I can do it alone, then the thing is, it's not going to get broken because, like I said, it comes down to individual things. And as far as them being able to do it, they're going to do it because there's a system that got them in automatic play doing it. Same for the fellas that's out here blowing their brains out. There's a system in play that's got our people doing this. And we don't understand that part.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's us, but we on automatic from a system.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to break the system. And so the thing is, there is no person at the top that's, you know what I'm saying, you can really talk to, because that person at the top has got everything going, saying, I'm going to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that are around and about, you're going to have to boycott music, because music is what funds BET. VH1. We're going to take our sound away from that entirely. Stop going to auditions. Stop trying to get a record deal. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying, sell your tapes underground. Keep that in the hood. Because the crazy thing about that is we have new music all the time and the world won't know nothing about it. But it's just my opinion.
Right. That's how I had to. That's how it need to be. You know what I'm saying? They can't say that they can't. Man, I can't make no money doing that shit independent. I gotta have a distribution. No, you don't. What's the brother name from Kansas City that did this shit by himself? What's his name? What's that dude's name? Goddamn.
Well, while you getting that together, I'm gonna tell you how we were doing it here down south. The distribution was your trunk. You know what I'm saying? Was the distribution spot. You get your CDs, you drive around, and then you distribute. That's how you got it out.
Yep.
People did pretty good back in the day. They just don't want to admit that because they were chasing the record company money.
That's who it is, bro. Tech Nine. Tech Nine was the one that did this shit independent and made millions.
That's what everybody did. He just did something that was already going, a method of doing things. Understand that I can just skip all that, but everybody want the big record deal, so they say, yeah, I'm with what you call them. That's all the reason. So you're gonna struggle. You're gonna sacrifice a lot for that.
That's just like when you want that damn Benz truck and you want the new pair of Jordans. It's got a name.
Yeah.
You feel like material shit like that is more wealth than you are.
It's a status symbol that they say I got it like that, so that's why I got them on. Mm-hmm. That's all it's about.
It's ridiculous, man. Fucking ridiculous. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bro. Hopefully one day they will see it in a different perspective than what it is now.
I got too much going.
I ain't gonna lie.
Going, they got brand new stuff keep going on now, just like what we've been talking about. Something fresh off the press from Muppet World. This is what we doing this week.
Mm-hmm.
What we be talking about again. So with that continue being pumped into the atmosphere on a basis all the time, and nobody really sat down. Let's think about last week what they were talking about. No, ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody sitting down reasoning and thinking. So they continue to get programmed to think about something else. Next week, program to think about that. Then program to think about something else. It's continuous, which is nobody has no critical thinking.
Mm-mm.
Pathetic.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Let's see. I could never spell her name right. But
Who that?
Sister Shahrazad Ali, because I wanted to share a clip on her, because you know she. Let's see. I want to play a clip on her, Sister Shahrazad Ali, one of the realest black women of our time. And the thing is, most black women back then could not stand her because she was giving the 2+2 that they didn't want out there in the atmosphere. But I want y'all guys to hear some stuff that she was saying on this young lady's podcast right here.
And how that toll on the black community and particularly black women. What would you think would be the main cause or one of the main issues? Would you think it would be, or would you say it was the crack epidemic, or is it more feminism, or they both played the vital part of the breakdown of the family?
All of those, and Nick played a part, because whenever a female is forced to fend for herself, get her own food, root for her own protection, whatever it was, it makes us hostile toward the males in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And that hostility has played out in many of our lives. And it has made us sometimes just so upset, so frustrated, and so deeply hurt by whatever values we have made up. Not saying they were the correct expectations, but we had them. And I think those are the kind of things that have helped to separate us. Also remember, the 90s was the time when the school system took shop out of the public school.
Right.
And our men were learning automobile repair. Now you can't hardly find a young brother that can change a tire. They were learning that. They were learning
There it is.
carpentry, refrigeration, welding. Well, these were jobs that they could look forward to doing even if they just got out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those jobs were taken away. And at the same time, the school system took away home economics for the girls.
You know, I was about to say that. The cooking, the sewing, the how to do what,
how to keep house.
How to clean, how to keep house.
In fact, sisters laugh and brag about the fact they can't cook.
Mm-hmm.
Food is what sustains life. And traditionally, the females of every household around the world have been in charge of nutrition.
Right.
Even if the man goes out and gets the food, he brings them back to us to prepare it. So that's a very powerful position, since food sustains life, and it also determines how long we're going to live, depending on what we eat.
Yeah.
And that's a very powerful position they put us in, and then taught us not to cook and don't want to cook, and made it a made it a hostile thing, and one of labor instead of one of love.
Right.
So, you know, we had to deal with that.
Well, let me
used to happen in the, during the time that we were also introduced to fake fingernails and wigs. Now, at that time, now we're talking about back in the 80s.
And that was hot in the 80s. People talk about wigs now. Oh, no. You get the big bouffants.
Listen, people used to go to the bank and take out a loan to buy a wig. Because at that time, wigs were only used for the sisters who had alopecia or who had short hair or balding or something. It wasn't just for a beauty thing. And they weren't tripping, wearing it down to their ankles. All right. But
Right.
at that time, it brought in, and the Asians brought in the fake fingernails. We were having a lot of great black expos, which we no longer have, rarely. And at that time, it was black business people out. And one of the main attractions was the people who were there who knew how to put on the fake fingernails. Okay. So that became big then. And it has come to now where we're just all dealing with almost a self-worship. And it has left from our hair to our eyelashes.
Okay.
To our lips, to our breasts, to our eyebrows. Everything has been altered some kind of a way that has affected our representation of us in the world. We have a lot to overcome because black women are the major players in porn all over the world. This is the image that a lot of foreign countries first get of us, is in a porn movie. It's an underground thing, but we have starred in more of them than anyone.
Yeah.
And we are proud of it. And Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, they're not helping our young girls.
No, ma'am.
You know, and I'm not thinking about none of that nonsense about don't knock somebody's hustle. If the hustle is wrong, just like selling drugs, I'm going to speak on it.
And call it out. So this is what I'm learning too. And again, I thank you so much because you've made me realize a lot of things. And with the big word accountability, it seems to scare a lot of us. But with accountability, it's, you know, it's saying what is wrong and doing what is right and even calling it out. But when you do, and I know you've been dealing with this for decades, when you call out wrongdoings, then you are the one that's shamed, not the person that's doing it now, but it's you.
The person who tries to point out the truth of anything is always going to be attacked because we live in such a wicked world that's built on so much wickedness that you are the unique one. Any woman that stands up for what's right and tries to establish herself as a dignified human being and recognize that you don't have to get in the gutter in order to have girlfriends or a man. It's not a requirement, but it is a direction sometimes we'll take because we like the attention. You know, so it's very, very difficult for us. In the 90s also, our babies had a value. Everybody in the community would help take care of the little children sometime. I don't mean that spanking them and everything, but I mean if they saw one gonna go in the street or they would speak to them, they got to know them and things like that. You know, we have lived in our community for many decades about this thing about it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the second part of that statement is that the ruin of a nation begins in the home. And we don't deal with that part of it. We just deal with that it takes a village, trying to shift their responsibility to other people, including the school system, who has miseducated our children the same way they miseducated us. When we found out the truth, we haven't gone back and told our children because we are so busy sitting in the hairdresser for 5 or 6 hours. And it's very difficult. It has been for me, sister.
Yeah.
Very difficult for me to try to teach salvation to a group of black women who hate the hair on top of their own head and who thinks that their beauty, their self-esteem is so low, we believe that our beauty requires us to glue somebody else's hair on our head or sew it on our head and to pick up an image that has been represented to us as beautiful. And even though we don't ever like to admit it, you know, the only image we've ever had of beauty was the white woman. And we want her hair. We want to look like her. We want the blue contacts. You know, we want everything. We want the big breasts, the butt, whatever it is. We want that because we have such low self-esteem. And it's even worse for our little daughters and granddaughters because we're giving them that same false value that the only way that a black woman can be beautiful is if she takes things from other people. And we're the most beautiful woman on the earth ever that God created. So the fact that they've convinced us that we need to spend millions and billions of dollars every year to get somebody else's hair to stick on our head in order to be beautiful. You can go to any big meeting, any kind of organizational meeting, and 90% of the women in there got on somebody else's hair on their head.
Right.
And how can you reach people who hate themselves that much? And their little children, 4 and 5 and 6 years old, they're putting fake hair in their head, teaching them that the only way they can be beautiful is if they have some other accoutrement from somebody else.
How did we get here?
It's just so painful to see that, because for generations we're gonna be dealing with that.
Yeah. Well, how did we get here? How did we get to, and you said something that I thought was very, very powerful, is because I never thought of it that way. It's the self-worship. It's the I'm doing things, the extremities of it all, the hair, the eyelashes, these crazy nails. It's all attention based, and it's intention because I want focal point on me. I'm butt naked on Instagram because I want it on me. It's a self-worship.
Yes.
But we're wanting self-worship, but then are the most insecure. We don't think we're beautiful, and we're changing ourselves. How is that even possible that I want to be worshipped, but I want to be worshipped by looking like someone completely different? How does that work?
Because those are the things that we have been taught generationally. We just never had anything physical to make it into. And when the hair came along and the eyelashes and the sisters who have terrorized their own body to try to have the biggest buttock in the world. I mean, we have just been so outlandish, and no other people are doing, no other women, any color are doing that but us. And we don't want to accept that it's not just for convenience. You know, I see the sisters out, they patting on their head. They're trying to do a lot of things, and I've seen them take that stuff out, and they all ball all the way across.
They got no edge
because the chemicals and everything. So you know, we're in a bad condition, and then we walk around constantly saying, "I want."
Now, that's funny. That Sister Ali said that about the chemicals. You remember I told you back here a long time ago that I said I used to haul the same chemical-based stuff. Products that they use to put that shit for their hair, for the women's hair.
Tell them about it.
Yeah, that shit is, they say it for your hair, but anytime it's got to be chemicalized, it shouldn't be for your hair. But they say you can use it. But hell, they say you can eat seedless watermelon, but you never got an understanding where did the watermelon come from without no seed. Think about that. Think about that. Because see, Constance Fawn said that, you know, the girl that played on the Parkers, she said she would never do that shit no more. She was putting on damn front laces and all that shit on her head and fuck around there breaking out and her hair was falling out and all of those shit because of that chemical glue.
Yeah. I mean, she used to wear them different color. I mean, but the thing about, well, I mean, hey, when you're lost, you still trying to find yourself some type of way.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what you're supposed to look like. Truth to be told.
I want to be accepted for who I am. Well, who are we?
Who are you?
And that becomes the question. And we don't want to accept no man any way he is. We immediately start trying to change him. But we want to be accepted in whatever nonsense we have going at the moment. We want to be accepted in that. We developed the distrust of Black men, as I said, in the 90s. That started happening because when every value has been taken from a people, once again, it comes back on self. And so if we're not doing the things that women are traditionally known for doing, if we are not behaving in that way, and if we're not treating men in that way, and if we have pushed so much sex in front of him every day, all day, we think that's the only thing we have to offer, most of us. We think if we don't have that, when actually men will go along with whatever we present. And so since we have pushed so much sex in front of them, now we're mad at them because they keep going for sex.
Right.
And that's what we have taught. That's what we have stood for, and that's how we dress. Our men don't have the discipline because of what has happened to them, both of us, and our ancestral slave history. Our men don't have the discipline to withstand the onslaught of lust and sex that we throw on them. And it also makes them deal with younger girls because of the older and more mature women have shown themselves so much that they're just so used to it, they're not interested in that anymore.
Their bodies ain't the same like it used to be.
None of that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we have developed the envy and jealousy for each other as Black women.
Yeah.
And sometimes between mother and daughter. serious this has become to get the attention of a man.
Look at that. Look at
Now,
that.
what do we want to do with the man when we get his attention?
Bro, didn't we talk about that yesterday?
Yeah, let me hear what she got to say. Let me hear what she got to say.
Yeah,
I got
Attention.
That's what I'm trying to
Get
ask.
married no more. That's not that popular. Some of us do, but we're kind of against that now. We don't. A lot of black women I have found don't even want to have children anymore.
I've
Our
heard that a
birth
lot.
rate is down. The Latinos, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, everybody's out birthing us because we have been using abortion as birth control, and we have been using birth control, period, and we're not interested in having babies anymore.
Yeah.
It's mostly an accident now, and it's mostly younger women.
Yeah.
But it's become a difficult thing because after the baby gets about 3 and becomes a person, that we can't just dress him up and make him cute, buy him toys, then we want out because that's the real work of mothering.
I got 2 questions for you. One, it's about abortion. I am pro-life. Do you think that the overturning of Roe versus Wade is something that is going to be beneficial to Black people in building our community? Or do you think that that was something that maybe the white folks did because they are also declining in population?
Well, they really are. And they're declining not due to birth rate as much as immigration. Okay.
They turning brown. They turning brown.
Yeah, everybody is getting mixed with different things now as a result of that. And that's also affected us too.
Yeah.
Because many of us are marrying white men and white women. We've always tried to and wanted to because we think that it will brace us up in society, especially if we're in the entertainment industry or something. If 2 Black people walk in the ballroom, it's no big thing. It's just 2 Negroes. But if a Negro come in there with a white woman or a white man, you're going to get more attention. And everybody that's in that knows that. It's a form of exhibitionism. Yeah, but that's, the way we have developed that. But we have been robbed of the ability to plan sanely for our future. And we have been so inundated with sex and sexual ideas and pictures and innuendo, even down to our children's cartoons, which you have to watch the books, the cartoons and everything. But we've had so much of that thrown on us that now, as Black women, now this is really deep, we tend to think that good sex means love. And it doesn't.
We do think
it's just another bodily function.
Right.
It doesn't mean love. It just means what it says. We have taken so many things out of context. It was designed to be attractive and attracting to us for the propagation of our people, of all the people on the earth. Everybody who is born has to come through us. Yeah. Everybody who is born, we have a lot of power because we can stop them and don't let them be born, or we can have them. We can have 1, 2, none, whatever. Right. So we're in a very powerful position in regard to the survival of our kind. In every nationality, there's a male and female who look alike, who are designed for each other.
Yeah. Do you think Black women know how powerful we are?
No. We think we have some kind of master strength because we're able, it looks like sometimes that we're able to do better than our men. But that's because the entire society is built on supporting women, and certainly not the Black man. If we are poor or have a baby or don't have one, whatever, we can get housing, childcare, college money, Medicaid, whatever it is that we need, an apartment. Well, they don't have all of those aspects of support. And so to us, we bought that thing about the Black woman is the strong one. No, instead of getting married to him, we got married to the government because they were taking care of us like our man should have been able to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they taught, we probably have the only man who really not interested in getting married because they taught us to use marriage and child support as a weapon against our men, and they don't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do that.
How do we get it back? I'm a proponent of the nuclear family. I'm a proponent of marriage. Yes. And my goal is to try to find a resolve. Now, from when you started to now, I see a change, but like you said, change doesn't mean it's good. It's just something different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing it. I hate to say it, but we're getting worse.
Yeah.
And now it's to the fact that Black men don't trust us. They're going overseas. They said they're done with the Black woman. Black women are now thinking they can get a white man, and they're done with the community as a whole.
Yeah.
So for one that loves us, loves being Black, want us to do great, has a daughter, want her to be with a Black man, I want to marry a Black man, but the distrust amongst each other.
Yeah. Well,
how do we
didn't get in this situation in 30 years.
No.
And we're not going to get out of it in 30. It took us over 555 years exactly. It might take us that long to get back on the other side.
Yeah.
But we can start as Black women by setting the example, by teaching our children to be themselves and not submit to other people's ideas and fashions. You can't wait until your daughter gets 14 to say, don't wear booty shorts.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start teaching modesty when that child is little and respect to the boy.
Yeah.
When he's little. You know, we talk all the time. I hear the sisters tell me, I'm his mother and his father. No, we're not. Not the mother and the father.
Ridiculous.
You know, we cannot raise a boy in the proper way he should be raised. He'd be better sitting on the curb with a drunk than listening to that nonsense we talk at home about men, okay? We teach them to hate the man they got to become. It's ridiculous. And so when we look at the condition of our girls and they like us, we know we don't have no great superior wisdom about child rearing because of the condition that most of them are in. And the men talk about it. They tell me about it.
Yeah.
What a lonely woman won't do, we do anything. We'll do anything anywhere. And that is so frustrating. Now, of course, I'm not talking in absolutes. I'm not saying.
Yeah, and I know the people will say not all women. We get, I understand. So I totally understand that.
No,
but some people don't. Some people don't.
I'll put into a certain
I'll take care of them.
We'll tend to act the same,
So this is the thing that I think it's just so odd that we do all this stuff for attention and worship and trying to get men and trying to, but then we'll go back and say we don't need them, but then go back and then put them on child support and need their money.
Yeah.
Why are we so confused?
Well,
do Black women understand that we do need the Black man?
Well, we need him not just to keep our nation going.
Yeah.
Because we bad, but we can't create no baby by ourselves. So we do need them for that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just need him for that. Not just to survive. We need him to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because that's a different thing.
Yes, it is.
Than just, having somebody to impregnate us to keep the race going.
Right.
We need his arms around us. You remember they did a study about 50 years ago where they had some babies.
Mm-hmm.
And they took the babies and they didn't touch them. They just would change their diaper, prop their bottle. They didn't hug them, embrace them, soothe them, or anything. Well, the babies all grew up some kind of retardation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that works the same with us. So it's not saying that we just need them, but it's certainly much better to have one of them, because to have a man's arms around you and to tell you it's going to be okay, and to love something on him more than his penis, because that's the only time we get along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, we back in hell.
Yeah.
Okay? And so we have to recognize that we have a greater value than that. And people recognize your value if you function like you have one. But if we function like we don't have any value for our environment and ourselves, then that's how we get treated.
Yeah.
Especially the predators that are out here today. They have a sense for all of these different things. And we have young girls out here. We used to talk about how the little boys were mimicking the older men on the block, and the teenagers on the block selling drugs. Well, what would our girls emulate from us? What would they mimic from us? Wearing fake hair,
right?
Getting fingernails, getting your nose or something pierced, getting fake breasts, wearing the tightest clothes you can so you can get to touch get the attention of a man, and dancing in the most vulgar way possible. Nobody but us could take something so beautiful as swaying to music and turn it into something vulgar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got little girls in school who can't read, who can't tie their shoes, but they can do the TikTok dance. See? So we're off coast. And I'm not saying that we don't have more Black women who are graduating out of college and getting PhDs. All of that's just designed to go beg the white people for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the people that are repressing the man that we could have had.
Yeah.
And a lot of these brothers are functioning like females. They're arguing like women because that's all they've been around all their life.
Is when they mama and acting like they
And
mama.
she's still mad because the father of that child, you know, they didn't get along. And we still think that if you have a baby by a man, it'll tie him to us. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If he's too immature to handle that, it just runs him away. You're not going to hold him by getting pregnant and having a baby.
No, I heard that's the easiest way to lose them. Get pregnant, trying to keep them now.
We have so much of the jealousy going, but we don't have that much jealousy going because that's why some brothers have 8 and 10, 15, 20 children. Because each one of them sisters think that they're going to be different and be special. And so they get pregnant again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very frustrating. But my books are available on Amazon and eBay. And I really, really wish all Black women read Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman.
Absolutely. I have
Read
it.
that one first.
Well, I'm gonna put the links to your eBay and the link.
All right, we're gonna get all out of that. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to call it the night. Bro, what do you think about what Sister Shahrazad had to say about that? That's basically what everything we've been talking about though for the last couple of days.
Yes. I hope everybody get the books. I'll leave it at that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this sister has been talking about this. She literally was ahead of her time. It's just like she knew she was about to be going to be a different in a different genre of life back then. And this was back in the 80s. That was back in the late 80s, early 90s. She was speaking on this shit. But nobody wasn't listening then, and they damn sure ain't listening now.
Yeah. Sad.
But anyway,
he got to run his course, though.
Oh yeah. Well, bro, we're gonna go ahead and get up off of here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start cooking up. I was up there listening, and I had to go off camera because I'm up here cooking and doing the podcast at the same time. Cause I hooked up some goddamn wild rice and salmon and some motherfucking corn and not corn, but some carrots and some peas.
Sound good, dog. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and get yourself handled up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say salute, fam, and stay on top of your business, man. Stay on top. That's my last word before we roll up out of there.
All day. You heard what the brother said. All right, bro. We going to holler at you later.
All right, bro. Shalom. Shalom, Miss Parker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude the show tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm finna get ready to get up out of here and cook and eat this beautiful dinner that I cooked tonight. Yeah, I cook in my truck, y'all. I cook. A man, you know, most men can't cook, but this man right here can cook. And the thing is, I thank God that I had a mother and a father. God rest it. I love and miss both of them. That taught me how to cook, how to do for self. Because the way the world is today, thank God I learned all that. For real. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to Brother Journey Hill. Let's love her. You know what I'm saying? Waiting on that shirt though. When you get that shirt done, I'll send you the money. You know what I'm saying? I'll cash out you the money. I need one of those shirts. I need to get one with the arrow pointing up to the right. Musty back heifer. Had that bitch pointing to the right. Now you stand right aside on. They ain't gonna catch on to it. Anyway, much love and respect to you guys. Your boy Chaos, out and about. Y'all have a good night. You say, deuces.
nor can we let the government of America off, because the government of the United States of America has proved to be the worst enemy of black people. So now when it comes time for justice, this is not spoken out of hatred or out of bitterness, but reparations have to be given to black people, even as Jews receive reparations from the onslaught of Nazi Germany. And now the Japanese are going to receive reparations for what America did by putting them in concentration camps. What's wrong with the children of slaves? We are here poor, ragged, hungry, naked, and out of doors. Reparations is what we want, and everyone that had a part in our destruction will have a part in paying reparations. Be right back.